on to you, Aquarius, out here. So you actually have the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, and then you, Aquarius, have the Four of Swords. So what's going on here for you pretty much is y'all are in a position in life where the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, and the Four of Swords is really about you not going back to the same way that you used to be, and that you have this new perception of yourself, right? But a lot of you, some of you, Aquarius, may have had a low perception of yourself due to the fact that you've had certain instances with people and, try to get you to feel low. And then you, Aquarius, basically felt low because of that. And the Four of Swords here represents, it doesn't matter because you, Aquarius, are essentially throwing that, that's my dog over here, but you, Aquarius, are essentially throwing that low ideology of yourself or that low idea of yourself in a trash can. Because for you, you understand that, people will tell you anything about yourself to get you to not actually be confident, to not think of yourself as being valuable. Because again, they try to make it seem like there's some form of quote unquote competition. The more educated you become is the more you realize that trying to compete with another person is just goofy. It doesn't matter whom you're trying to compete with. Trying to compete against another person is essentially goofy. Even when you're in a competition, you're trying to see how good you're doing, right? The best people are the people who win are the people who are the most well prepared and who can adapt to any situation that may happen, right? So they end up winning. Was it a matter of, them competing against other people when they were in practice? No. They were trying to see what they've got going on and where their weaknesses are and what it is that they chill and what they need to address amongst themselves. And so because of that, a lot of you, Aquarius, are inner focused in a sense that you're self-aware. You're trying to become more self-aware because it's not good. It's not going to be good for you to think about the stupidity that other people bring to the table when it comes to you, right? They could cook and clean, but then they're trying to flip your life upside down by constantly having you, Aquarius, in a state of arguments, right? You're constantly arguing, bickering, going back and forth with them. No, right? You're trying to put them on and all they can do is show you a bunch of stupid stuff. No. And so the situation now is that you, Aquarius, have the Chariot and the Tower. So the Chariot and the Tower right here represents how you see things for the way that it is, and you understand how weird, others can be. So it's this sense of you, Aquarius, are starting to really be okay with, you're starting to really be okay. How could they say that there's no such thing as the curvature of the earth? Come on, yo. Anyway, just goofy. Anyway, people who say that the earth is flat. I'm looking at a cloud right now and there's curvature in the cloud. What are we doing? What are we doing? How come the rockets that Elon Musk and them sends up into the sky, they always curve once they reach a certain altitude? You know what I'm saying? If it was flat, it would just come right back down. What are we doing? Or come back down at another trajectory. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make here with that is that for you, you're in a place where for you, Aquarius, again, you understand, you basically, you're learning how to be okay with yourself and what that means with the people whom you interact. So you're learning how to become a part of the world, but not of it, right? Yes, you still exist, you're alive, you're doing your thing, but a lot of you, Aquarius, are kind of addressing the need to get validation from other people. Because if the need to get validation from other people is too much, you could be used, and not within your own best interest. And so, of course, a lot of you, Aquarius, want to make sure that, you address this so that you don't get used in a way, obviously, that you don't want, and it's not within your best interest. Chill out. What do you keep pacing back and forth for? It's my dog. Anyway, so the situation with that is, so because you're learning your place in this world and what this world has in store for you, because you're building a relationship between yourself and the world, and vice versa, the world and yourself, right? That's the outward, inward versatility that I'm talking about. You're building this relationship. Who are you in relationship to the birds, trees, people whom you meet, the sky, buildings, home you live in? What are these relationships, right? Ruled by Libra. But what are these relationships? And it's from that is where the connection happens, or part of the connection happens. And so the situation with you is that you Aquarius may have been displaced, or you may not have understood your place in the world, because that's how different you essentially were and are. But you're learning your place in the world by embracing the fact that, hey, you will know a lot more than other people will. And so because of that, just based upon the principle of, you Aquarius having knowledge, people are not going to like the fact that you're more book smart than them. Jealousy is all over the place, and jealousy is something that pervades all over the place. People will be jealous of you over the dumbest things in the world. They'll still be jealous. You can have blue, they can have red. They'll be jealous. You can have red, they can have blue, they'll be jealous. And so the Tower card represents, like I said, the acceptance of who you are, and the acceptance now of, or the idea of who you essentially will become in the future, now that you Aquarius are accepting certain aspects of yourself. And then you have the Three of Wands. You Aquarius are excited to see where it is that you'll go in the future. And also you're excited to also know the fact that you're in a place spiritually where, religiously, I guess, but you're in a place where you Aquarius are most definitely feeling good about yourselves, because you found your place. The place is different. You are unique in that sense. And so you have to find, if you want other people like you have to find people who are on that live in that kind of existence, or beyond that, essentially, in that kind of existence. Because like I said before, once you get to a certain level, it stops being about levels, and then it becomes just this infinite one, where it's like there are no more levels anymore. Just it's now based upon what you know and what you're capable of doing, right? And so the thing is that, so you feel good about who it is that you are, right? The life that you've created for yourself is one that you should most definitely feel proud of. And a lot of you Aquarius are feeling proud of the life that you've created, right? And it's not common. It's not like other people, because you begin to understand a lot of people can't pay their bills. I know a lot of people who unfortunately, or fortunately, or whatever, I don't know, whatever, I guess, whatever, unfortunately can't pay their bills. But again, they'll be online and they'll front and they'll stunt, right? But it is what it is. I'm not knocking them. I'm not like making fun. I'm not doing any of that stuff. It is what it is, right? But you would know, is the point that I'm trying to make. And if they didn't say it, you wouldn't know. So the thing about it is that the High Priestess and the Six of Pentacles for you Aquarius represent how, and so it's this whole new world again, against this whole new world, not against, but for, I should say, self-discovery, a whole new, like you have more questions about yourself because of this acceptance, right? The more you know is the more questions you're supposed to have. You're never supposed to gain an answer and not have more questions. And sometimes the questions are not linear. Sometimes the questions are like branched out and has different angles attached to them, right? Like, when I found out that the world is spherical, right? Or it's sphere-like, right? When I was younger, and then you have people re-bring it up. And then what it is that I just told y'all about how the world is spherical, because you could see, because I saw the clouds curve, that lets me know that in the sky that the world is spherical, because why is there a curvature to the clouds? I'm watching at the Williamsburg Bridge, and there's a curvature to the bridge. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you understand what I'm saying? If the world was flat, then that means that there would be no curvature. Everything would be on an even line. You, right? And so the Six of Pentacles represents this relationship that you, Aquarius, are building with yourself, right? Regardless of whether you're married or not is irrelevant. It speaks to the quality of the life that you have. No, a lot less being down and being unhappy for individuals who don't deserve it. Individuals that just want to see you cry and all this other type of goofy nonsense, right? Every time they come around, all of this that they can do is talk some I'm a Virgo, talk some nonsense or whatever the case may be, or whatever it is, right? They can't give you any kind of solutions. They're not putting money in your pocket. They're not doing anything to help your human condition, right? They're not doing anything to help raise the bar on your knowledge, i.e. your existence. And so the Six of Pentacles, right, again, you understand that, people are going to have to raise the bar. If they're not helping out your existence or trying to help you raise your existence, then what exactly is the point of you even feeling sorry for them anymore, or not even feeling sorry for them, but wanting them to be in your life? And you, Aquarius, pretty much understand this. The Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands here represent how you're in a place where, so now it's this sense of you being very much so patient with yourself and learning yourself and understanding that you're a little bit hard on yourself than more than what you're supposed to be. But then again, too, I'm here to say that people who are usually hard on themselves, who tend to overachieve or who have a lot to offer, tend to have a lot to offer because they're hard on themselves. It's the dysfunctional, shiftless, lazy. Ooh, I'm a Virgo. It's the shiftless do-nothings that basically are not very hard on themselves, right? And it's the crisscross, right? The people who are the greatest, some of the greatest people in the world are hard on themselves, doubt their own value. They're some of the greatest people in the world. The people who overvalue themselves are some of the most useless individuals in the world, right? Funny how that works. And so the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands for you represents how, so it's this sense in which, because you have raised the bar for yourself, you've raised the bar for your existence, the way that you, Aquarius, think are different. If you do interact with other people as far as friends, then they're going to have to be individuals where iron sharpens iron, right? They're individuals who are on point as well, that you want to hang out and start hanging out with, due to the fact, why you get to know them so? Due to the fact that they are on point as well. And so you want to hang out with them because they keep you motivated hanging out with them because they're on point, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like if you want to know history, you hang out with history buffs, right? And their forte is history. They really like history. That's what it is that they do. Okay, cool. So they really like history. Boom. Next thing you know, you start hanging out with them. They start dropping information because they're talking amongst themselves. You start gaining information. Oh, I never looked at history like that. Oh my gosh, XYZ. Da, 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 da. You start learning the game a little bit more, right? Because you're hanging out with them. So it's the same principle. A lot of the people whom you've been hanging around are lame-os, pretty much. They're lame. And they haven't been able to really help you gain or progress because they're not planning on progressing. They're just goofy. And so now you're in a situation where for you, Aquarius, understand that, it's been the people whom you've been hanging around. You're a hawk surrounding yourself, again, by pigeons. And you're not that. And there's nothing wrong with pigeons per se, specifically the animal. But it's the analogy is what I'm talking about, right? The Eight of Wands here represents how a lot of you Aquarius, understand now what it is that you're looking for. You got to start hanging around individuals who want to do better for themselves. You've been hanging around low image having sorry individuals who do nothing because they don't want to raise the bar. They're lame. They're pathetic. And they're focused on being pathetic the rest of their life. You've been making the mistake of having them around you, and for what? So let's clarify the Eight of Wands. All of this that they're doing is in your life trying to bring you down, because the only people whom they can have around are pathetic individuals. So to clarify the Eight of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands. You see the evolution past that. You see what I'm talking about? The Six of Swords. So Six of Swords, Ten of Swords. You all right, my love? That's my dog down there. Eight of Wands. I bathed her today. She's all right. She's good. God gave her medication. She's good. Queen of Wands. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles, right? So, you all right, my love? Give me a wink. There you go, my love. The Nine of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Ten of Swords here represents how a lot of you, again, this proves my point. The Nine of Wands, right? Now you have something else to do. Now you, Aquarius, have more homework to do. You have to live now in that existence. You have to actually acclimate. Your existence has to, you have to get out of the mindset of thinking that, you know, this, that, and the third, and actually get with people and hang around people who want something for themselves. Because part of the reason why a lot of people don't want to read, don't want to better themselves, don't want to do any of this stuff, is because they're projecting. They have low self-worth. They don't want to have anything for themselves. But they're saying that they do because they know it will sound strange if they just flat out said it. So the Six of Swords and the Ten of Swords right here represents, yeah, like, leave the people who want to be down and out to the people who want to be down and out. You're better than that. And the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups for you is as how you, Aquarius, you're just going to rub certain people the wrong way. And that's okay, right? Like, I've talked about this before, that you got to be okay with confrontation, because, you know, you, Aquarius, would prefer to settle things diplomatically, but you got to stop doing that so much, in the sense, or you can do whatever you want to do, but if you ask me, you should stop looking at it from that perspective all the time, because sometimes things are not going to be settled diplomatically, no matter how much you would like for it to be. So that's pretty much it for now. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. Where right now we're in a position where we have 29,911 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all, so you can be notified whenever it is that I drop my videos. And if you, Aquarius, want to come through and get a personal reading from me, the link to that is in the comment section below. Come through. Peace.